Hey everyone, how's it going? Woo! Whoa, my volume levels always freak me out. 1 minute I'm blasting your guys' ears out, and then the next minute I'm too quiet. Next minute I'm quiet, echoing. I think I accidentally paused the intro video just a second ago. It's a Monday, people. But I'm glad to be here. I had a little bit of time. I have a small window right now this morning, and I'm excited to just do a quick stream for Monday because it's been a weekend. I'm going to give you guys a second to guess what could have possibly happened to make this Monday especially kind of lousy. I'm going to give you guys a second while I check up in the chat. What is up, John? John's in the house. John was first one here for a Monday, so kudos to that. Extra points. You got to make up on the lost points of being down, not being down, but missing in my last stream, John. So you're going to make up some points today from being first on a Monday. Yeah, Monday. John asks, how are you? I'm doing okay. We'll get into that. I mean, it's fine. Everything's fine. But it really kind of hit me when I woke up this morning of like, ooh, this is really feels like a Monday. John says, I beat Comrade Sammy, so he's happy. All right. Whatever it takes to keep the spirits up. If we got a little friendly competition between John and Comrade Sammy, I'll take it. You guys crack me up, make me smile. And I was being totally authentic with you when you popped up in the chat, made my Monday better already. So thank you, John. Thanks for being here. One day at a time is right. And then, lo and behold, Comrade Sammy, ninja skills, came in, rushing to try and cut off John. Just missed it by a couple seconds. But I am glad you're here, Comrade Sammy. John's been here for ages. He was waiting. He's growing older, waiting for you to come and appear. Let's see here. John, hi, it hasn't been that long. Yeah, you guys probably were just talking in another chat, knowing you two. And Mr. Monkey Boy is here, 1969. Hey, are you using I think you're using different emoji because these are showing up in Ecamm's stream. So that's cool. That's better. But, do what you got to do. But it's great to see you, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969. Thanks for coming in here. And Mark's Music Obsession. Hey, Mark. Hey, everybody. Just quickly, this weekend, Mark. I hope you don't mind me doing this, Mark. But hey, we're here to help and promote friends and whatnot. That's what this is all about. But this weekend, Mark actually posted a video on his own YouTube channel. As many of you may know, Mark's really big on audio gear, obviously obsessed with music. And correct me if I'm wrong, Mark, like repairing vintage stuff. But he just reviewed what was it, Mark? I think it was a Cambridge system. And I have no idea about any kind of sound equipment stuff. I mean, I'm kind of techie, but not to the degree that you are. But he posted kind of a review on a new system that he got. And it was cool. It was just really cool to kind of see just a peek into your life and what you're excited about, that you took the step of posting it on YouTube. Man, that is the hardest first step to take. That was for me. But it kind of gets rolling from there. Like, look where we are now, guys. We are at 132 subscribers, which is really just blows my mind. It sounds so tiny, I know, in the grand YouTube scheme of thing, but it makes my heart swell. Just kind of seeing that count grow and just growing it with you guys and getting to know you guys on this channel. So I'm super excited about that. And yeah, kudos to you, Mark. I hope that system, you've been playing around with that system for a few days now, it seems like, and I hope that it's everything that you were expecting it to be when you bought it. But it looks cool, looks very complicated. Love the image that you had of the display on there, like all those kind of bells and whistles that super, I wouldn't say like well, I'll say it. Super nerds love, like it just, like it totally resonates with me. So I love seeing that. And I love seeing your videos of your place or the view you have from the water is gorgeous. I can see why you're always on your boat. Maybe you're on your boat right now, but beautiful, beautiful. So anyway, awesome to see that, Mark. Awesome to see another side of your life. And thanks for notifying me that you did that. All right, here's all the emoji that Ecamm can't handle, but I'll take it, Mr. Monkey Boy. We know. Good vibes, groomsmen, all that kind of stuff. Awesome. Mark saying, hey, does Rocky have a case of the Mondays? I do. So everybody's saying, hey, just want to make sure I got everybody here. Everybody's saying hi, hi, hi. Yep. Well, not 69ers, the 49ers. Yeah, I'm not a huge sports fan, but San Francisco is a big sports city, as you guys can imagine. We have the Giants for baseball, we have the Warriors for basketball, and we have the 49ers for football. Again, I never really got into sports. I was never really into sports that much as a kid. But since I had my boy and he got into sports, it kind of drew me in. And then just being here in San Francisco, it's such a sports town. It's such a common thread or common denominator that people connect with, which is fun. You can just, I was buying some groceries at our local grocery store. And as I was checking out, I wasn't wearing any gear or anything, but they were like, "Go Niners!" And I was like, "Oh yeah, go Niners!" So yeah, it was in the ethos, and the 49ers were playing the Kansas City Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and we had a chance. We should have won it. So I went and watched it at a watch party at a friend's house, and it was really fun. Lots of screaming, lots of yelling, lots of ups and downs. But in the end, we fell short. And so after that happened, all the people that were at this watch party, all their gear, all the food that we brought, it was just this big, like nobody was talking to each other really. And everybody just kind of filed out on their own. And it was kind of, and I walked home. My friend's place is walkable for me. Kind of walked home and the whole city was quiet. You can just tell everybody was like super bummed out. And that carried over, as you can imagine, into Monday. And I listened to some sports talk radio, and those guys were mad and they were depressed, and it was just a blanket of bummer going on right now. So that is part of Monday. That stinks. The other part of the Monday is it's kind of gloomy outside. So we've had some beautiful days over the weekend, but right now it's kind of your typical foggy, gloomy, overcast San Francisco. And so that kind of bummed me out. And then to top it all off, I had a dentist appointment this morning, which went okay, but that's not a great way to start a Monday. Mark, music obsession, several cool kids around, looks like. Everybody talking. Yes. Yo, Shant, how you doing, man? There we go. There's a ray of sunshine in the chat. It's my man, Shant and Jetty. Busy with fulfillment. I'm sure some of you guys are getting some of your books. I believe Shant shipped out some stuff to Canada, right, Shant? Canada and Australia, definitely, to fulfill international orders. So that's awesome. That's something to like be happy about for Monday. Good to see you, Shant. All right, you guys. Yeah, leaving it to God. I mean, yeah, life can be hard sometimes, and the older I get, the more I realize like we are not in control of our lives or our happiness. So we just got to rely on things that are greater than us for sure to carry us through. Everybody's saying hi to Shant. Shant's saying back. Lots of people miss Shant. Shant's been not totally MIA out of streaming, but he's been taking a break, I'm sure, because fulfillment must be a beast to take care of. So that's okay, Shant. We support you. We support your break. You need to recharge because you don't sleep well. So you coming on here in my chat, I'll carry the load a little bit for you. Amateur video and quality, just a nonstop quick video. It has almost two. There you go. You know what? That's more than a lot of my videos. So you found your audience. You've got you've got your audience already. So just work on that, build on that if you want to. I mean, it's not for everybody, but if you want to, that's great. Congrats. Packing lots of books to ship out, much to do. Yep. Sean's a busy man. If there's anything that he is not doing, it's taking a break. He's always working. Always working. Never stop. Don't quit, right, Sean? Paper cuts galore for Sean. Prayers for each other. You guys holding each other up. Lost the Super Bowl. Yeah, it was a bummer. Lots of leftovers from the Super Bowl. Lots of like weren't leftovers. Like I've got a whole tub of bean dip that nobody touched because we were all bummed out. So I think I'm eating bean dip for the next 500 days. Everybody's saying, what's up? All right, cool. Well, like I said, Monday was kind of a bummer. And I was just thinking about this morning. I'm like, I had this package that came last week. And I had posted on, I think, the YouTube community tab that I got a new package. I was going to unbox it, but I was going to wait. And Comrade Sammy commented in. She was just wondering when it was going to happen. I thought maybe I might do it on Saturday, but my Saturday got really busy. And then Sundays are super busy for us as a family. So Monday it is. And I think Monday tends to be a good day to do some unboxing. And I knew it would pep me up because who doesn't like to open up packages to start off the week? So not to belabor it, but let's see what this is. I think I know what it is. It's kind of sad when you can't track what package. I'm sure many of you guys have this when you don't know exactly sure what you've got because you've ordered too many things. That's not a good sign. That's a sign that you are buying too many things. But I don't think I ordered this on eBay. I think I ordered this on Amazon. If I am assuming correctly what this is. But maybe this person who shipped it on Amazon ships on eBay too and has the eBay tape or whatever. So, but anyway, if it is what I think it is, it's going to be cool and it'll brighten up my week. But I hope you guys had a good weekend other than Super Bowl. Well, maybe some of you guys are Chief fans, which kudos to them, man. They won the game. They definitely won the game. If we were going to win that game, we would have had to snatch it from them. We had to like outplay them and we got outplayed. So we had many chances to win, but we couldn't pull it off, sadly enough. All right, so typical Gemini mailer. Let me go big screen here. All right, oops. Let me just turn off my notification. Aha, this is what it is. Check that out. So I saw this book on Joe Sonntag's stream. Happened to run across one of his streams. But this is the Darkness Raw Edition. And Raw Edition meaning, let me zoom in here. Raw Edition meaning, is that better? Raw Edition meaning black and white. So I love me some black and white art comics. But this is cool. So the artist, I don't know this artist that way, Michael Broussard, but from what I heard, I recommend you guys watch Joe's stream because they go a little bit more in depth. He seems to have more in-depth knowledge on this particular artist. But I think he is not in comics anymore, this guy Michael Broussard. But he had been part of Top Cow's studio, was one of the new guys. And just really had this great Mark Silvestri vibe to his work. But also the cool thing is if you see here, it's Hester was the writer. Broussard artist, but then there's also a Keown here. Can you guys see that? So Dale Keown did some work on this, which I know you guys know Dale Keown. John says, LOL Super Bowl, won the bet, lost the want. Yeah. Just a verbal bet, no Benny. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't even get into that game. It is, yeah. I couldn't even get into that game. It would mess me up. And I'm not knowledgeable enough with my sports to bet on that. But this is cool. This is really cool. I don't know. Let's see. It came out 2008. This is issues 1 through 3, and they did a black and white pencil version of this. But look at this. It's awesome. Really cool stuff. Like I said, I never read Darkness when it came out. Didn't catch me, that horror vibe, even though I love Mark Silvestri. It just went more horror than I was into at the time. But, I knew that Top Cow produced great work. And it's awesome that they produced this black and white version. So this is great. Great stuff. And so, yeah, when I saw it on Joe's channel, I think I watched maybe 5 minutes of his channel. I'm like, okay, I need that book. You got me. So I quickly looked it up and found it. John says, I've heard Dale Keown. I think I've heard of him. Yeah, who's that guy? He's kind of, I think he's an artist. No, Dale Keown is a legend. And I know Shant has had the amazing privilege of being on stream with Dale a few times on different shows. So that's awesome. What are the chances, right? Like, what is the life we are living that all of a sudden, within a click, you can be on the same stream as one of your heroes whose artwork you were looking at when growing up. These pencils are incredibly tight. I love any kind of process book, black and white book. Black and white art, I just gravitate towards to begin with, just seeing the craft in it. But then seeing the process of like pencils or inks or whatever, it's awesome because then you really get into the artist's head and particularly like what choices they make. And so for this one, this is like a penciled version. You can see how tight the pencils really were. And they didn't leave much to the imagination as far as like the inker. I mean, the inker had to figure some stuff out, but this guy's really, really tight. And it has a huge Silvestri flair to his work. It's really, really good. Dale is a trip. Yeah, he seems like a cool dude. Just kind of doing his own thing. It's from watching... I haven't watched that many streams with him on it, but the ones that I have caught, I always get this sense that he doesn't really know. He knows how good he is, but he's just like, meh, it's just kind of what I do. And he's so good. Like he doesn't have an air about him as far as his artwork. He's just like a guy just drawing in his house. Yeah, these are awesome. I don't know what happened to this artist. I don't know if anybody does, but he's very, very good. And you can see why he fits really well into this Top Cow universe. Oh, I remember. I always try to remember to do this. Put a little background music so the pauses aren't so pausey. It was fun. It's cool. Sometimes I'm not sure whether or not I want the word balloons to be in there, but since I haven't really read Darkness before, I think it's just going to help me like understand what the heck is going on. Okay, not that much background music. I'm already in issue 3. This looks like, I think this part, let's see. I didn't pay attention at the beginning. Flashback sequence by Dale Keown. I wonder if this is where it starts, because this looks like a Dale Keown face right here. Let me see if I can get in a little closer. Oops. Okay, let me get that closer for you guys. Smash the like. Yeah, I want to make a clip of my friend Marty saying, smash that like, from the Comics Now stream. I totally want to make a clip for that because it was so funny. Yeah, this looks like, well, maybe it's not Dale's. This artist has this interesting combo where he feels like he's a mixture of Silvestri and Dale Keown. I always imagined like Dale's pencils, or like the work that I'm familiar with of his stuff, is so tight. Like this feels like a Dale Keown right here, this part. And I always, in comparison to like Silvestri, I feel like Silvestri's pencils are a little bit looser. But I could be wrong about that. But yeah, this doesn't feel like a Dale face. But these do. Maybe this is the flashback. 8 months ago. Oh, there we go. 8 months ago. Ooh, sorry, that's really glary. Blech. It's hard when both of my lights are affecting my face and the image. Oh, I'd rather see the image than my face. Smash like as a Dale Keown Hulkwood. That's right. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay, so, okay. Oh, okay. I'm catching it here, guys. Sorry, I didn't really read closely. This is Dale. Okay, every time it says 8 months ago up here, it's Dale. Is that the first time that they do 8 months ago? I think so. I believe so. Yeah. So it's like, this is Broussard 11 minutes ago. This is Dale. Yeah, this is Dale here. This cool scientist dude. But his pencils are so tight. And then this Broussard here on the right. All this action going on. Excellent drawings. Here's the flashback again. I love Dale's version of Darkness. I know he did some covers for Darkness when it came out. This is Dale. I love that. That's great. And then this is back to Broussard. He's got that kind of Silvestri flair in the faces here. This is the Broussard. Back to Dale. Ooh, that's cool. I didn't know Darkness could do that. Yeah, see, I don't know that much about Darkness. And also, full disclosure, I didn't watch Joe Sonntag's stream all the way to the end, so I didn't track. You know, I'm sure they explained this stuff in the book of who Dale, which ones were Dale and which one were not. Cool stuff. This guy's got a Michael Turner flair here too. Cool styling. Back to Dale. Back to Broussard. Ooh, that's a great, what a great end page. Very cool. Phil Hester. He's an artist too, if I'm not mistaken. Writer, artist. Embrace the Darkness, the ongoing series. Yeah, not super familiar with it, but cool stuff. You can see why Joe Sonntag likes it. Joe, his book Reaper Destroyer, I think he's finishing up. I just saw a post that I think his his line work and the colors are done. And he's just doing final editing on the script, which is excellent. But yeah, this is cool. Very worth it. Worth the purchase. Great to see. This was, I think when this came out, this was before they were, any kind of artist editions were really popular at the time. But I don't know about you guys. Anytime I see that opportunity to buy something like this, I go for it. Because it's just another inner workings of the comic art. That's a great. This reminds me of a moment in your book, Shant. Huge doors to the unknown opening up. Comrade Sammy, did you see G has a vid out? Is that Gothics? Does she have a new video out? I know she was having issues with her YouTube channel. Cool, cool, cool. So that was it, guys. That's Darkness Raw Edition, collecting issues 1 through 3. Cool, I think it's worth it. Originally it sold for $3.99. I didn't get it that cheap. I didn't get it too expensive, but I didn't get it that cheap. But $3.99 for that. That's so cool. I don't know why. They should do this more. Maybe I'm the minority, but I always gravitate towards that stuff. Yep, Gothics. Okay, cool. And then the other thing, this is going to be a quicker stream. The other thing I was going to show you guys before we ran out of here was I actually, last week, I went to one of the comic book stores in the city called Amazing Fantasy. And I'm friends with the owner. His name's Frank. And I've known him for years and years, years, years. And Amazing Fantasy is the name of his store. I frequent that store. I hop around to different stores in the city, and I had mentioned this in previous streams, but I'm super lucky to have a number of stores nearby that I can bounce around, and Amazing Fantasy is one of those. So one of the things I wanted to do with this channel, along with talking about comics and just the love of comics, was to promote the stores that are here locally. And so I've been talking with many of the owners as I've gone into the stores, just striking up conversations with them and kind of just gauging their interest in doing it. And it seems like nobody is against free publicity. So, you know, I was talking to Frank about it. And I was like, hey, Frank, I'd love to do like a little trailer video for your... Are you guys hearing that? Somebody's trying to call me. I'd love to do a trailer for your store. And he was taken aback by it. He was like, really? Oh, okay, yeah, that'd be cool. So I had my phone on me and just filmed some shots. And then I edited it together. And I put together a little trailer, and I haven't posted it yet. I'm waiting for Frank's approval on it. I sent it to him, but I'm planning on posting it and then probably making it part of the intro to my shows or my streams, just with all the stores eventually, but this is the first one that's down the pipe. So what I was going to do is I wanted to show you guys if you were interested in seeing that. John said, yes, I can hear that. Yeah, that's my... I think it's my dad trying to FaceTime me. So, sorry. Whoops. Mark's Music says, quick stream. Yep. Chasing away the Monday. So, all right. If you guys are interested, I will give you a sneak peek. This is before I'm posting it. And then let me know what you think. Eventually, I would love to get a little bit of interaction with these comic book store owners to tell me like what their weekly recommendations are, which I think would be fun to see every week, but that takes a lot more coordination. So just wanted to start with a trailer first, and let's go. Let's see it. I'm muted. Dang it. Dang it. Thank you, everyone. Muted, 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 muted. Shoot. I'm trying to think of how I can avoid these kind of mistakes in the future, but it's just part of it. It's just part of it, guys. I have a million of you guys yelling out muted to me. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so recapping what I was saying while I was muted was, I love how, oh boy. Sean's calling me right now. Hang on a second. I'm going to take this. Hey, you're on speaker.
All right. So, yeah, I just wanted to point out that you were muted.
I hate you.
I know. People were like, call him. I'm like, he's going to look at the chat before, right?
All right. I'm good now. I'm good now.
Yeah, you're good. Get back to it, man.
Okay. All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. I love it. I love it. My Monday is already better, guys. My Monday is already better. All right. Now, what I was going to say, it doesn't matter anymore just because all that happened. But quick recap. The Amazing Fantasy is, I mentioned it in the video, it's one of the oldest, if not the oldest, continuous comic book stores, meaning that store itself, the actual building or store unit, has sold comics since in that location since the late 70s. So it's really cool that it's still remained a comic book store all this time, one of the very few. And there's a lot of history in that. And Frank started there just working, and where it spun off from the beginning was from another comic book store that had a lot of history. And there's a lot of people here that are just intertwined, and there's a network of comic book store owner people in San Francisco. So there's a lot of history with that store, and each store that I visit has a different vibe. And Amazing Fantasy has for sure this like been around the block kind of vibe to it. As I was filming stuff, Frank was like, "Oh, I wish you had known. I could have like, I need to paint this, and we need to fix that. Don't film these boxes." I'm like, "No, Frank, this is the store. You don't need it to be picture perfect. It needs to be what it is, because that's the spirit of the store. That's what the store is, and that's what people want to see. I don't think everybody wants to see a super slick store. I get a little suspicious when I see a store so perfect. It doesn't make me feel comfortable or like want to touch books. Like I feel like everything's really antiseptic. So I love that Amazing Fantasy has like a mom and pop feel to it. Very comfortable. Frank's very warm and friendly. He does a lot for his customers. He goes out of his way to make the experience great. He doesn't bug you, but he'll go out of his way to like get people variant covers they're looking for, or back issues, or I'm calling him constantly like, "Frank, do you have a copy of this? I can't find any store." And he's like, "I got one," and he'll pull it for me. So that's awesome. I love that. I love that. I love having that relationship with comic book stores, and any way that I can promote them, I want to do it. I love it. I'm just looking at the chat here. Everybody laughing. Oh my gosh, telling Shant to call me. There we go. There we go. See, that's what it was all about. Just trying to get us over the hump of Monday, gloomy Monday. John said, if Carrie's still running after Rocky, I'm heading there. Yep, I'm about to wrap here, so you guys can kind of meet up over there too. Boomer, yes, I'm a boomer. I recapped everything, but I love that you guys were like, "Hey, you're muted." Mr. Monkey Boy 1968. So a comparison between French comic shops and American. Oh, okay. Interesting question. I think, I only had a few days in France, so I didn't get to know owners that well. But I will say that there's that one store that I frequented the most. I think I visited it there 3 or 4 times. during my stay. I went back there. It was the closest one to me, and it was also one of the best. And because I showed up so often, I may have mentioned this already. They kind of started recognizing like, oh, it's that guy again. He's coming back. And I was climbing up the ladders and looking at all their books. And I think there was a language barrier for sure, so I didn't have that strike up that much conversation with them. But I will say that that particular store, at least, they were very like, let me do my own thing. They asked if I needed help. They helped me when I asked them for things. And there was these little signs that they had on each different genre. And I noticed after the fact that there's like a character dressed up like the different genres. So like it's the same character like in a cowboy outfit, same character in a sci-fi outfit, noir outfit, whatever. And then I didn't realize that caricature was of the store owner until much later, until like the last day I was there. So that was kind of cool. It gave it personality. And I met that guy when he was there. He's one of the people that talked to me, super friendly. So I would say, if I had more time and I could speak French, I'm sure that the same kind of connection would have been there. And it boils down to most of the people, if not all the people that go to the effort of opening up a comic book store of something so specific and so like deep niche kind of thing, I don't think they're in it to like become super rich and successful. I think they're in it because they love comics and they just want to share it. And most of them are fans themselves of stuff, and that's where the conversation comes. So I think that's probably true of many collectors markets or collectors vibe that you'll find at stores. Like I know baseball card stores are like that, or whatever collectors kind of places. However, I have had negative experiences with that too before, and I won't name any names of stores in the city, but I've had negative experiences where I've walked into a store and you get this like, where the stereotype of the Simpsons comic book store owner comes from, this like, oh, I'm smarter than you, and I know all the knowledge of comic books. Like I've had those experiences before, and it turns me off immediately. But for the most part, all the stores that I frequent, at least, they've been really friendly, and they all have their different way about them. And if it works out, I'd love to share that with you guys with these kind of trailers, just give you a bigger picture of what it is here in San Francisco. And then if you or any other people come and visit this city and they're into comics, hopefully it'll give you guys a better picture of what stores to visit and what might appeal to you. So yeah, and long-winded answer to your question, Mr. Monkey Boy, was I think it's the same, which is kind of cool to think about. From a totally different country. I think there's a lot of similar threads there. Everyone seemed to decide on 2 p.m. blah blah blah. My French stinks as well. Yeah. Didn't Nerdrotic Gary own a comic book store in SF? I don't know. I'll have to research that. I'm not familiar with Nerdrotic. I mean, I know that's a channel, a popular YouTube channel, but I'm not familiar with Gary. But I'll have to research that. No, that's just the cheese. For most situations, audio stores are the same way. This is Mark's music obsession. I had a store back in the late 80s into the early 90s, not a rich situation. Yeah. But you loved it, right? And that's probably what kept you going. I've always had like dreams of like, I read this or heard this great story from Frank. Hopefully it's okay that I share it here. I'm sure it's fine. But speaking of which, of people that just love it, so there are a number of comic book artists that are from NorCal, like Mike Mignola, Eric Larson, Arthur Adams. All those guys, and many more, I'm sure, are Bay Area based. And because they love comics, they frequent these stores as well. And since Frank's has been around for the longest, he has had, and I've seen some of these artists show up in the store, not for like a signing or anything, but just to come and pick up their books and like scan the racks. It's very weird because it's hard to not nerd out. And I've been in control. I've been able to hold back, but it's hard to not geek out. To when you recognize them, you're like, oh my gosh, that's so and so. But he told me a story because we were talking about, I just picked up this book from his store, which I can talk about another time. But it was signed, which is awesome. And I was talking to Frank about it, and he said, yeah, Arthur Adams, he used to live nearby this store. And I'm like, what? And so he told me this story that I guess Arthur Adams used to own a comic book store. Like back when his career was already taking off, he used to own a comic book store in San Francisco. And it was just a tiny store in the neighborhood. And he would sell books. And Frank even said he sold Pocky. I don't know if you guys know Pocky. They're those little, like almost pretzel sticks with like dipped in chocolate. It's an Asian snack. And so he'd sell that and comic books there. And I guess Frank's niece would frequent the store to get the Pocky. And then she would get these free sketches and she would come home with them. And Frank was like, wow, these are really good. Like, these look like Arthur Adams drawings. And then he went and visited the store, and lo and behold, it was Arthur Adams. So how crazy is that? But going back to my first point, or original point, is I don't think Arthur Adams opened up a comic book store. If this is true and this really happened, I don't think he opened up a comic book store to make money. I think he just did it because he loves comics and probably just wanted to be the first one to get the books when they came out. That's why I would open up a comic book store so I could give myself a discount. So anyway, I thought that was a fun story. Those are the kind of stories you hear when you talk to owners of any kind of collector's market, but that was a good one. It just made me laugh. Let's see. You heard him meet up at Rock's house. Well, no, that'd be weird. But if I started a store, you guys would be the first ones to know about it. Fraga. Did Dan Fraga, did he open up a comic book store? I didn't know that. Oh, or were you guessing that I was the artist? Let me know. LOL, I'm just like, cool, hello, nice to meet you. Yeah. And you know what? Maybe we could talk about this in a later stream because I do have to wrap up, but kind of meeting your heroes, it's a 50-50. I've had great experiences, and predominantly great experiences meeting in the art comic space, meeting my heroes. But I've had a couple of negative experiences that like kind of scarred me a little bit. And I was really young when they happened too. Shant has mentioned many times in his stream his experience of meeting Todd McFarlane, and I know that changed him to the core and made him the artist who he is today. Hearing that kind of stuff, like the power that artists have, no matter how big or small they are, but when some kid comes up to you and is a fan, and the way that you treat that kid, you could change the course of that kid's life. And so that's a great responsibility, and it's also a great privilege. So yeah, I've had experiences on both sides of the coin, a little bit of that. So you never know. You never know which artist, like if you see them, like, would they be cool with me approaching them? Or would they be like, ugh, another fan, kid, leave me alone. I just want my comic book. So I don't know. It's always weird. Monkey Man and Some Girl is the best. Oh, yeah, I love that stuff. I just wish he would just start drawing it again. It would be like printing cash, I feel like. But I think he's pretty set on just doing covers. He probably makes enough money, way more money than he had with a comic book shop, I'm sure, just doing cover work. And he's great. He's good. Frega. No, he came from Martinez. Oh, okay. Bruh. Why you laughing at me? LOA. Good to see you, John. In Carrie's After, if you like. Meeting up already. Well, anyway, that's what I have, you guys. That's what I wanted to do this morning just to kind of brighten my day. And my day has already been brightened thanks to technology, thanks to my boomerism. But most importantly, thanks to you guys just making me laugh and smile. So thank you so much for coming in here. John was numero uno today. Comrade Sammy, close second. Mark's Music Obsession. Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 with the new emojis. Shanth, obviously. Did I miss anybody else? I think that was it. But thank you guys for showing up. I had a good time just hanging with you briefly on Monday. Hope you got a little bit of a smile out of it too. Connect with each other at other shows, YouTube shows. Hopefully I'll be seeing you guys again later this week as content comes in and as I figure things out. And then also, if I get the go-ahead from Frank at Amazing Fantasy, I will be posting this video out for the world to see to promote his store. All right, wrapping up here. God bless all. Thank you, John. Good to see you. Yeah, I know. GTSY. You guys taught me that. Gutsy. Progress. Bow. Thanks for the stream, Groomsman. Good vibes. Thanks for checking out my video. Of course, Mark, and let me know. Let us all know if you post more. Keep doing it. If you love it, keep doing it. As long as it's fun for you and as long as you enjoy it, keep doing it. When it stops becoming enjoyable, pivot, do something else. But thanks for putting it out there and taking that first step. Post more videos of your water view and your dog because they're beautiful. God bless. Shant, Avita Zane, see ya. All right, guys, take it easy. Have a good Monday, the rest of your Monday, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.